सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. You have a handout? We are on verse number 3. तापत्रयाग्निसन्तप्तः कश्चिदुद्विग्नमानसः शमादिसाधनैर्युक्तः सद्गुरुं परिपृच्छति अनायासेन येनस्मात् मुच्येयं भव. There should be a dot there. मुच्येयं भवबन्धनात् तन्मे संक्षिप्य भगवन् केवलं कृपया वद अनायासेन येनस्मान् मुच्येयं भवबन्धनात् तन्मे संक्षिप्य भगवन् केवलं कृपया वद. I read these two together because these two are said by the student, so that we don't get confused, because there is going to be a little back and forth between the teacher and the student. And thank God, because otherwise it would just feel like a cult, that the teacher is keeping on saying something and you have to believe this and this is what it is. No, this is a dialogue. And then the student approaches the teacher and talks about certain ways in which what is troubling him here and what he wants and everything, and then the teacher is going to talk about what to do, etc. And so the Shishya here is talking first. So first he says, we saw the meaning of the words, but that was a long time ago. So first what does he say? He says that tapatrayagni santaptah. So he doesn't say this, First it's the introduction of the student, and then the student talks in verse number 4. Okay. So the introduction of the student. Now the narrator is talking. So tapatrayagni. So the person is santaptah, means distressed. Nicely scorched. Santaptah literally means. Tapta means scorched. Santaptah, whenever the sun comes, like toshah. Santosha means extra happiness, from tush, to be content. And so here, tapatrayagni, tapatrayarka santaptah. So the student is afflicted, santaptah, afflicted, scorched, and like the tail is on fire and wanting a nice body of water to cool off the tail which is on fire. In fact, the whole person is on fire here. And what is the fire? It is the fire of the 3 distresses. And what are the 3 distresses? What was it? Yeah. Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika, Adhyatmika. So, we thought of Pratibhasika because it ends in Ika. That's yeah, that's good because there is a kind of there is that familiarity is there. That's nice. So Adhidaivika means centered on Deva. Devanam adhikritya tishtati. Deva means what? Things that you cannot control. So many things you cannot control. Tsunami, sudden, tornado, and earthquake. It's not under our control. So that's called adhidaivikam. Those kinds of tapas. Then, as though that was not enough, then there is the second kind, which is what? Adi bhautikam. Bhutanam adhikritya tishtati. Means centered on the elements and the elementals. So suddenly some wild animal encountering, or some person behaving like a wild animal encountering you. that is all adi bhautikam. Things connected or centered on your surroundings. Then finally, to top it, the cherry on the top of the tapatraya cake is adhyatmika, centered on the person itself. Meaning everything else is wonderful, no problem, nobody is saying anything bad, everything is going wonderfully, the day is progressing very, very nicely. But suddenly I just don't feel like doing anything. Why? I don't know. Something happened. I am put off. Something happened. I think nobody loves me. Why did you suddenly come to this conclusion? And I don't know. I think it's not so sudden, but it's been there. And suddenly it has shown up. It has surfaced. And so this is adhyatmika. Some sense of dis-ease within oneself which keeps coming out. So the student is nicely afflicted with all these three tapas. Yeah. Sad, isn't it? Yeah. So, but happy because he's going to the Guru now. So that will be nice. But before that, sad. So he's afflicted with all the tapas. And then, so what? Then not only that, Kaschit means some student, nameless student, don't say formless here, okay? Because studying Vedanta, name and form, nameless, formless, no. No name, Kaschit, some student, someone somewhere, Udvigna manasaha means terribly distressed, really mentally upset. Udvigna manasaha. So, Kaschit, someone. And someone with a disturbed mind, suffering from these threefold agonies that we have just talked about. Let's do this compound later. Shamadhi sadhanair yuktaha. So these two qualities, endowed by these two qualities, which are what? Afflicted by the three distresses and having a disturbed mind, Sadgurum Pariprichati, asks the Guru, approaches. Asks means you have to assume has already approached. Otherwise, how will the student ask? The student cannot ask without having approached. So we have to say has approached and is asking. After having approached, the student is asking. And it could just be prichhati. Prichhati means puchta hai, Yeah, same thing, yeah. In Hindi, that puchna comes from prich only. So, the asking, but here there is a prefix, pari. Pari means what? Nicely. After taking into consideration all round situations, meaning following the vidhi. Vidhi means how to approach the teacher. Yeah, that is the thing, Hey, you better teach. Which Guru will feel like teaching? Even if the Guru feels like teaching, the Guru will run away because the Guru doesn't want that. You better teach. Or, better still, what else? So many scenarios are coming into mind. I'll give you dakshina, you better teach. And so nobody will want to teach. Nobody is teaching for the sake of dakshina simply because this knowledge is priceless. You cannot really put a price on this. That is why Brahma Vidya is never sold. It is just given. Yeah, that's why it's not sold. It's just given. It's just given, that's all. And then you take it, and then that's all it is. And so here, so there is a way to approach the teacher. And then then if you ask what is the way to approach the teacher, I will refer you to the Viveka Chudamani. And there also the student very poetically talks about the predicament that he or she is in, and says very dramatically, Durvara samsara davagni taptam. Tapta, so Durvara means by the ill winds, bad smelling winds, just some kind of upwind coming from some landfill or something like that. Oh, horrible stench. And what is that wind? The air of samsara. There is one song, love is in the air. Now here, samsara is in the air. Samsara means constantly reproducing actions, which leads to no good dead end results, which again reproduces more actions, more results, more actions, more results. So you just feel like going in a corner and locking yourself up and crying, locking yourself up and rocking back and forth. That's all is left. What else to do? Wherever you go, there it is. So this student in the Viveka Chudamani says, Durvara samsara. So that vara, that air is samsara. And then not only is it bad smelling, it is hot. Davagni means it is burning, scorching hot. Taptaha. I am consumed by this fire. Dodhuya manam. In the Sanskrit language we have the frequentative, repeatedly shaken up. Duradrishta vataihi, by the winds of misfortune. Meaning bad luck, bad karma. If anything, bad karma means Murphy's law. Yeah. If anything can go wrong in your life, it certainly will. This is Murphy's law. This is bad karma. Everything is just coming at me. And then bhitam prapannam. I have become now fearful. Everything, I can't take even the simplest of decisions. I have become completely fearful, petrified. I have become paralyzed with fear. And then I feel like it's all ended. And I feel like I'm swimming in the waters of finitude. Everything is coming to an end, including myself. Paripahi mrityoho, save me from this death. And this is how the student approaches the teacher. And so here also we can imagine a similar way. And then if we look at the Mundakopanishad, the approach of the student is slightly different. And in fact the student is told to approach in a particular way. To carry some fire sticks, for yajna. If the teacher is a grihastha. Grihastha means what? Householder, yeah. Although that's a misnomer. Usually the householder is held by the house. Yeah. Because if you are holding something, I am holding these glasses, correct? Yeah, then I can drop them at will. I am holding the glasses, theek hai, finished, I drop them at will. But if you are holding the house, you can drop the house. No, not gauge. Who will water the lawn? And that's one good thing in California if you are living right now. You don't have to water anything. Back to drought rules. Okay. And so, who will do this? Who will do that? Oh my God. So, one is not a householder, one is house held. So if the guru is a grihastha, then the guru has to do some yajna and all that. Every day Agnihotra has to be done. And so the student brings yajna, sticks, Sticks, here you go to Albertson and buy one bag. That's not what is recommended. Yesterday's yajna is some kind of a smoky number. That too. And so much smoke it was producing. No, not like that. You have to go, you have to crawl and then pick up what has fallen. You're not allowed to just break off or cut branches. You're supposed to just pick up and you're supposed to dry them in the sun because it's not nice to give wet fuel, and so that is not good karma. So you give dry fuel. So you dry it, and then if you have a dehydrator, put the sticks under a dehydrator and then bring, otherwise put it in the sun and then for 2-3 days, and then you carry those sticks on the head, and then put it at the feet of the teacher, do namaskara, and then say, I wish to be instructed. And then there is one caveat, the Mundaka Upanishad says, before that, make sure you have toured the whole world of desires, all the fields of desires. Make sure that this is what you want, and make sure that you have gained a mild sense of nausea when you deal with worldly things. Make sure that you are sufficiently sick of this. And once you are sufficiently sick of this, that means you are ready for this knowledge. So there are different texts have wonderful ways of approaching the teacher. So here we have to take all that. When he says, he or she says, pariprachati, asks very nicely, asks what? Please instruct me. Okay. And then one more thing is there, even though he is disturbed, tapatrayagni santaptaha means terribly disturbed by the three ills, or the three sources of problems that we talked about. Still, the person is shamadhi sadhanaihi yuktaha. Yuktaha means endowed. Yuktaha, well endowed with what? Shamadhi sadhanaihi. Well endowed with the practices of shama, etc. This is not the time to ask what is shama, etc. What is shama? I can ask, okay? Shama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhanam. Okay? So what are they, first of all? What is shama?
Calm mind.
Yeah, calm mind. That's how we get from sham to pacify, and that's how we get the word shanta, shanti, etc. From that only. That will come later. This is just those 6 things. This is the 6-pack. Yeah, 6-pack. And what is dhamma? How to behave with regard to the organs of action, hands, legs, etc. Because otherwise what happens is that, that this is the first level of restraint. So first the hands go out to grab something, to hit somebody. And then you say, no, this is not the time to do this. Stop. Or the mouth. This mouth is also, that which mouths off, is also an organ of action. And so difficult it is to command that. Oh, OMG. That's all we have to say. And whatever you feel like, whatever you feel like you say, and then after that it can never, ever be unsaid. Can it? Never. Cannot be unsaid. Once it's gone, it's like an arrow that is released. So great care must be taken. And so this is the first level of restraint. And then it goes and sits in the mind. Oh, I should have given that fellow a piece of my mind, but I didn't. And I should have hit this person, but I didn't. Oh, I should have taught them a lesson, but I didn't. And this goes and sits in the mind. So first you stop that level of engagement, and then you calm down the mind. What is uparati? That is shama. What is uparati?
Letting go.
Uparati is baby sannyasa in the everyday. Yeah. Letting go first of the small stuff. And then as you grow, all the big stuff also appears small to you. That is when you know you are on the correct path of spiritual growth. When the big stuff, what you considered big stuff 5 years ago, 5 minutes ago, doesn't matter. And then now it says, oh, it's not a big deal. That's what it is. First you let go of the small things. You ask yourself, is it really worth an argument? The answer will always be no. Sometimes you don't listen to it, but the answer is no, it's not worth an argument, it's not worth a fight. Let it go. Oh, but they will win. Who is they? The significant other, of course. And I don't want them to win. Let them win. In fact, it's wonderful. Because then they will have more respect for you. It's a win-win situation. And this is a very nice thing. And so, this is uparati. Letting go of not micromanaging all kinds of things and becoming some kind of a control freak. The opposite of uparama is to become a control freak. So let it go, it's okay. Oh, but they are doing it differently. So what? Let them do it. They'll ruin something. Is that really important? No, it's not. Okay, then let it go. It always comes down to that. Then after that, what is that?
Endurance.
Forbearance, endurance. Why? Simply we cannot say forbearance. Simply we cannot say endurance. We have to understand what it is. How does it manifest? And then why should we cultivate titiksha? Why should we cultivate titiksha? Because Tattva Bodha says so.
Accepting as
Uncomfortable situations arise and we learn to
accept it.
So that one can be, one can prioritize knowledge over seeking comfortable situations all the time. That is what. So, sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam chinta vilaparahitam sa titiksha nigadyate. Beautiful definition of titiksha also from VC. What is VC? Viveka Chudamani. So, not vice chair, okay? Yeah, so from the Viveka Chudamani. Very nice definition. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam. The ability to put up with discomfort, dis-ease, uncomfortable situations. How many? All of them. Sarva dukkhanam. Apratikara purvakam, without always trying to go against it and reacting to it, fighting it. So you don't fight it. And then what else? Chinta vilaparahitam. You don't lament loudly either. And then chintarahitam, okay, you don't lament loudly, but then the worry and the constant ruminating of that situation and reliving it in the mind is making you crazy. No. Is eating you inside, from inside. No. No chinta. Chinta here means anxiety, worry within oneself. No vilapa either. No outside worries, outside expressions of that worry. This is titiksha for the sake of knowledge, because in the course of gaining the knowledge, there will be many uncomfortable situations, because that is life. You come to the classroom and your favorite seat has been taken by an idiot, okay, kashchit. Yeah. So, what are you going to do? No, only if I sit here I can learn. Otherwise I can't learn. This is the most comfortable chair and this is where I need to sit and I can't sit anywhere else. If that is the attitude, then the teaching will go. This is what it is. So many things have become easier because of Zoom. Because you don't have to share anything. You don't have to see anybody. Yeah. You will just stay in your place and just turn on your computer. In a way, it is nice. But in the live classroom, there are so many challenges. There can be. And so how to, basically it's about coexistence. It's a titiksha, most of it is about peaceful coexistence with other beings. 4-legged, 2-legged, 8-legged, whatever it is. And it's about peaceful coexistence without really getting in their hair and allowing them to get in your hair either. So this is the titiksha. And then what else?
Shraddha.
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 Yes, what is Shraddha?
Trust pending verification.
Yes, trust, devotion, reverence to the knowledge, to the teaching, to the teacher, that is called Shraddha, giving respect. Why? Because it is teaching you something that you don't know and you cannot know other than going through this process of surrendering to the teaching. So you cannot know this by yourself. Otherwise you wouldn't be here if you could know this by yourself. And so therefore this is Shraddha. That attitude itself is Shraddha. And then finally Samadhanam. What is Samadhanam? Yes, focus. The ability to listen carefully without looking at what somebody else is doing. Oh, they are taking notes. Should I be taking notes? Will I learn better if I take notes? But I don't like taking notes. Should I take notes? In that time, the teacher would have taught Tattvamasi 3 times. The Mahavakya would have already been elucidated. Samadhanam, single-minded focus, not letting anybody distract you or anything distract you. So, this is what is in verse number 3. Shamadhi. Shama adi. Shama adi. That adi means etc. A list starting with Shama. And so the list starting with Shama means Shama, Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhanam. Sadhanaihi yuktaha. So is filled with is endowed with the sadhanas and yet has come to grief. Why? Because of a small inconvenience called samsara. because of samsara has come to great grief. On the face of it, the two look contradictory. If you are so composed and so calm and full of Shama, full of Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, all these preparatory steps you have already gained, then why should you be afflicted by samsara? But it is not contradictory. Afflicted by samsara, everyone is. Here the person knows. That brings in viveka. Means the discrimination is there. The person has known. And the person has been able to let go of participating in the samsara by trying to change their attitude and trying to look at the fact that this samsara seems to be centered on me and it's my own problem. Because after having blamed the whole world, what else is left? Oneself. So then one says, okay, maybe it's not a problem of the world, maybe it's something to do with me and I need to understand this. So then Vairagya, dropping all that, dropping the blame, dropping all this, the person goes to the teacher. So basically, everyone is afflicted by the tapatrayas, but this person is of a discriminatory nature because that tapatraya has not been a source of blame. Usually what people do, they blame samsara and they blame people in samsara. Oh, why my karma is like this and why you are like this. Even children are called prarabdha. Why are you... oh karmic residue, why are you coming here? This is how sometimes they are addressed, and so sad. And so this is what it is. And so usually this kind of a tapatraya, it leads more often than not to an outward lamenting, blame, playing the blame game, fear, and a disenchantment directed at the universe because I cannot get whatever I want. And of course that goes without saying. Whatever I don't want, I get 2 helpings of. And whatever I want, I don't get it at all. This is the regular way in which the run-of-the-mill person deals with samsara and this tapatraya, these 3 afflictions. But the one who has this viveka and vairagya, the one who understands something, says, okay, this is not going away, and I have tried more and more things, and then I have gotten more and more entangled as a result of these things. So I need to do something that is detangling me from this state of affairs. And so that's why I need to go ask these questions to somebody who knows. This is what the thing is. Somebody who knows. And that is what is the name of that person, is Guru. That is the Guru. Somebody who knows. Guru is not someone who drops from the sky. Like there is one Rishi, what's his name? Vamadeva. Vamadeva, apparently, in his mother's womb, started to chant, Aham Brahmasmi, not yet born baby, Aham Brahmasmi. And the mother was shocked. Mother said, no goo goo gaga, no baby talk. What is this Aham Brahmasmi even before you're born? What kind of a motherly joy are you going to give me? Shame on you. And but he was born all grown up. Maybe he already got this knowledge in the past life and he had to be born, so perhaps like that. But barring such, and so one more person, Ashtavakra. Ashtavakra, one story goes that, the mother was studying Vedanta when she was pregnant with him. And so the Guru asked some question, and she gave the wrong answer one time. And so the child cringed and immediately got a bend, was born with 8 bends. And then the next time the Guru was explaining something important, and the child wanted to listen, but the mother fell asleep and the child also started to feel sleepy, and the child gave a kick to the mother. Come on, wake up, I want to listen to this. and poor thing, the legs were not developed, so it got paralyzed. So like this, there is a story. So other than these two, I can't think of anybody else, but I'm sure there are other exceptions. So other than those who were supposedly born all knowledge, usually people have to go through a process. And that process simply means seeking a teacher, studying under the teacher, and getting rid of your own tapatraya before you can help others. That is what it is. Otherwise, you can't just advise other people when you yourself are afflicted. That is silly. And so, this is what this is how one has to do. This is what is called Sampradaya Parampara. So the Guru, the Guru was just like you, and the Guru went to his Guru, who then had gone to her Guru, who had gone to his Guru, who had gone to her Guru. All the way we say from Bhagavan this knowledge has come. Narayanam Padma Vibhum, or you can say Sadashiva Samarambham, whichever. Either it has come from Narayana, then we trace a particular lineage there. Shaktim cha tat putra parasharancha vyasam shukam gaudapadam mahantam govinda yogindra athasya shishyam Sri Shankaracharya mathasya shishyam. All the things, Padmapada, all these things, Hastamalakiya, all these things, all these names are chanted. Or you simply say Sadashiva Samarambham, it has come from the Lord Shiva, this knowledge. And Shankaracharya Madhyamam. So for this Vidya, Shankara is the middle link. It's right there. Asmad Acharya Paryantam, all the Gurus up till my own Guru. Vande Guru Paramparam, I bow to the whole lineage. This is the force of the lineage. Otherwise you can start spouting off whatever you feel like. And that is not respected. You go anywhere. They are not interested in what is your name. They will say what is your teacher's name. Who did you study with? This is what really matters. Who did you study with? Who was your teacher? Who is your teacher? And that is all that matters. Nothing else matters. And so here, the Guru means someone who is a Shrotriya, someone who has gone to their Guru, who went to their Guru, who went to their Guru, and they have been able to get rid of their own tapatraya before they can help others. It's just like, if you want to practice psychotherapy, you have to undergo therapy. Even if you say nothing is wrong with me, I am fine. No, you have to undergo in some states 1,000 hours. So how much is it in Oregon? Nothing here? Okay. Yeah, but most states, there are very strict things. You have to undergo therapy yourself before you can help others. So here it is exactly like that. You have to, and you have to have the teachings do a number on you. From a miserable person to a happy person. That's what it is. That happiness is you yourself. And that ignorance which kept you from knowing that you were a happy person is removed. And then you are ready to understand this and perhaps share this knowledge with others also. So that is the Guru. And Brahmanishtha, another qualification is given for the Guru. Brahmanishtha means the person who is not having a lot of irons in the fire other than Brahman. He is given to teaching and study and doesn't have a whole lot of activities. So Guru means that kind of a thing. So Sadgurum Pariprichhati, asks the Guru. What do they ask? What does the person ask the Guru? Anayasena. I love how it starts. Anayasena means I want to know this effortlessly. Ayasa, effort. Anayasa, don't make me do any more hard work. I have already been scorched by the 3 fires, I already told you. And here if you say do this, do that, catch the nose, catch the toes, run here, run there, I can't do all that. I just want something easy. This is life, and then teaching should be easy. It is why I don't want to do all these things. Don't jump any more hoops. Because samsara is all about hoop jumping. You go to, even in India, even to put a child in lower kg, before it weighs a kg, they put it in lower kg. And then even there, then they first interview the parents. And then if the parents pass the interview, then the 3-year-old or 2-year-old child, which is not yet quite 3, come on, say Jack and Jill. And the child looks like it has swallowed the pill the wrong way, and the child will not chant, because there's a whole panel of interviewers. Come on, chant, chant, chant. The father says, chant. The mother says, come on, you do this at home nicely. And the interviewer is going, yeah, right, Otherwise, why isn't the child chanting here now? Well, it got frightened. Simple. But that's how it is. So even lower kg, you have to jump through the hoop. Upper kg, another hoop. And then there is just plain kg, another hoop. And then you keep on jumping hoops. You have to give exams. All the time exams. If you've grown up in India, you have nightmares of missing the exam. Because there's no way to make up. Here, when I first came to this country, I thought, if they miss the exam, nothing happens. They just go and reschedule it and then go and take it. In India, that's unheard of. If you missed it, then you have to waste a whole year, maybe half a year, and then you take it again some other time when it is given. But not, you can't just say, I missed it, I overslept. No such thing. So everybody in India has had recurrent dreams, nightmares of missing the exam, somehow losing, and they give you some kind of what is that, exam pass, hall ticket it is called, to enter the exam hall. So everybody is beleaguered by dreams of losing that stupid hall ticket and all these things. So the whole life is full of effort, jumping, proving yourself. Everywhere you go, you have to prove yourself. Then with great difficulty you finish your education, then there is a job interview. Ayyo, okay, then you go and sit for the job interview and then you don't know how you've done. Okay, finally you're selected. Does the thing stop there? No. Then you have to do certain things. Then there are all these earmarks. Then you have to produce. You have to produce something. You have to write books, which no one is going to read. But nonetheless, you have to write them. If you want to be promoted, you have to write them. Yeah. And this is what it is. And so the student who has gone through this kind of a life is up to here, sick of all these jumping through hoops. He said, I have sat down nicely in class now, and I am not getting up. You do the work. I just want something easy, very easy. Anayasena, easily. Anayasena means through ease means easily, easily. Anayasena yena, yena by which method, by which by which method I can easily muchyeyam, I would get liberated. Please teach me. Vada, kripaya vada. Please teach me. Teach me out of compassion. Out of your compassion, nothing else. Other than your compassion, I'm invoking your compassion. Please teach me. And what to teach? Yeah, teach me an easy way. It's interesting. He doesn't say shortcut. He says, I have all the time in the world because I have let go of the rat race and I'm not there. So I have time, no problem. I learn slowly. But teach me where I don't have to jump through hoops and prove myself. I don't want to do that. I have done that enough. So yena anayasena yena bhavabandhanat muchyeyam. I would be free, potential. I would be free from the bhava bandhanat. Bandhana means what?
Bondage.
Bondage. What kind of bondage? Bhava. Bhava means samsara. Yeah. Bhava means that which keeps on becoming. Very unbecoming. Because bhava means the chakra of action and results of action. Why is this important? Because you act in order to gain the results of action. Nobody acts for action's sake. You want something out of the action, that's why you act. And then you act, and then you gain the result of action, and then what happens? Then you don't like what comes. The result of action is not in your hands. Bhagavan Krishna has already said that. Karmani eva adhikarahate ma phaleshu kadachana. So, you are not in charge of the results of action, but still you act, trying to engineer certain favorable results of action, and the favorable ones never come. Only unfavorable ones come. At least at that time, do you sit quietly? No. What do you do then? Then I want to convert the unfavorable into favorable. So then I act some more. And then again I produce actions which are inimical to what I want, the results of which are inimical to what I want. This is called bhava bandhana. Goes on and on and on and on. One is a mess. One is fried of samsara, and then fried by the hot winds of samsara, and then ready to give up. So, it's like a sickness, because there is there is a kind of an addictive factor there. There is an addiction over which you seem to apparently have no control whatsoever. So this is an addiction, and so tapatrayarka santaptaha kaschid udvigna manasah. Oh no, we are not doing that. Okay, here anayasena gena asmat bhavabandhanat. Asmat goes with bhavabandhanat. This samsara, this bondage called bhava. Bhava eva bandhanam. Bhava bandhanam. So the bhava itself is a bandhana. Okay, and then tat me sankshipya. How to free myself? Explain to me. Sankshipya. Sankshipya means make it small. Keep it short. Because I'm so eager for this knowledge that if you start telling a story once upon a time, I will lose interest. And I'm fried by the hot winds of samsara, and so I have no patience. Even though it says endowed with titiksha, but that titiksha is running low right now, running a little thin. Okay. So first tell me in brief what I can expect. This is what it is. So give me in brief what I can expect, and then you can elaborate later. Tanme vada, tatme vada. You please explain to me. Hey Bhagavan, oh Lord, oh teacher. Teacher is seen as Bhagavan. So hey Bhagavan, kevalam kripaya vada. Kevalam kripaya vada means Please teach only out of your compassion. That means what? I haven't brought dakshina, and so I don't have anything to give you. I have come empty-handed. I looked for some twigs, but they were not anybody there, and nothing was there. So I forgot the twigs, and they were drying in a rack, or I couldn't find some on the way. And I was racking my brains what to get, nothing. So I haven't got anything. So I'm only relying on your mercy and your compassion to teach. If you have any other expectations, I cannot fulfill them. You say, well, also I don't feel like doing what I told you, Anaya, saying I'm just going to sit like this. Seva, bringing water to the Gurukulam, watering the garden. Who wants to do all that? No effort. I just want to sit and be taught. If you are able to do that, do that. No dakshina, no seva, nothing. And I know you are oh so compassionate. And you are oh so compassionate. I know you will teach. Just because even if I had dakshina, you yourself said, this is priceless. I don't have priceless dakshina here. So I just decided not to bring anything, and I'm just going to sit here and be instructed. Don't use too many highfalutin Vedantic words. Avastha, Traya, Prakriya. What's that? Just slowly take it easy with me. I'm a rookie, a Vedanta rookie. I don't know anything, and so please teach me. This is the Kevalam Kripaya Vada. Who is talking right now? Student. Yeah. Now that, but before we go, one more thing. So here there is this, what is that? There is something which is very engaging, isn't there, in verse number 4. You feel like teaching this person, because there is an intellectual honesty and a sincerity. There is a candor. You feel like teaching the person. Why? Because the person says, look, I am sick of all the hard work that I have done. I just want to be taught. I don't want to do anything else. And then the person also says that, I'm relying on your compassion to take me as a worthy disciple, because, I don't think that I can do anything else. I don't think I have done anything to evoke this in you, but I'm relying on your compassion to make me so that you look upon me as a worthy student. And so what do you think the teacher does? Huh? Tathastu. Let us find out in verse number 5. Sadhvite vachana vyaktihi Pratibhati vadamite idam taditi vispashtam savadhanamanashrinu sadhvite vachana vyaktihi pratibhati vadamite idam taditi vispashtam savadhanamanashrinu te vachana vyaktihi, your verbal expression. Vachana means words. Vyaktihi, expression. Your verbal expression, sadhvi, meaning it sounds wonderful, is really appropriate. You have, you have approached me well, says the teacher. You have approached me perfectly. And your verbal expression also is not bad at all. It's wonderful, in fact. And then, so for these reasons, pratibhati means it appears. Vadamite. See, the first te, sadhvite. What is that? Is it which case? No, te. The first te.
It could be any te.
No, no, look and tell. Contextually, what is the first te? Sadhvi te vachana vyakti. Yes? Sixth case. Absolutely correct. Sixth case. And the second te, which is at the end of the sentence?
Second case.
Fourth?
Let's just take two, huh? Two or four. Second case or fourth case. Yeah, because it's important. There are two te's. So, how to distinguish? Sadhvi te vyaktihi, sadhvi te vachana vyaktihi means your expression. Means sixth case, possessive. And then pratibhati vadami te, I shall explain to you, second case. Or fourth case also we can take. Tubhyam also possible. Okay, yeah. And what will I, how will I answer it, Vispashtam vadami. Vispashtam is a qualifying for vadami. Vispashtam means very clearly I will tell you. See, since your expression is very valid and you have come to me with such a wonderful way of expressing and very clearly you have expressed, I will tell you also very clearly, and I will make it very clearly. Idam tat iti. Idam tat iti. Idam means what? This. Tat means what? That. So I shall talk to you about this and that. Idam means this body, you, what you think you are. And Tat means Brahman, Ishvara. I will talk to you about the equation between yourself and the cause of the universe. I will teach you this exhaustively. I'll teach you this patiently. And I expect one thing of you. Oh, and the student is thinking, don't say seva, don't say dakshina, don't say. So, and then what? So he says, what was that? Yeah, savadhana manaha shrinu. All I expect you to do is to listen attentively. Savadhana means carefully, attentively. Savadhana manaha, savadhanam manaha yasya, savadhana manaha. The one, it's a bahuvrihi, it's a compound that is talking about the person rather than the thing itself. And so please listen, be a person who is very, for whom it is very easy to listen to. Be a careful listener. That's the idea. Be someone who is a careful listener. And when you listen like this, what will happen? You will understand. You will understand. When you listen like this, you will understand. Who is talking right now?
Teacher.
Abba, thank God. Okay. Yeah. So verse number 6. Tattvamasyadivakyottham yajjiva paramatmanoho tadatmya vishayam jnanam tadidam mukti sadhanam. This also the teacher is only talking. Okay. And the teacher says, you ask me in brief. First tell me in brief. The teacher is very obedient here, follows instructions. And so the teacher says, well, to put it very succinctly, what is there? Tattvamasyadi. Tattvamasi. What is Tattvamasi? Mahavakya. You are that. That means what? You are the cause of the universe. You are the cause of the universe. You are nothing but that. And so this is the sentence. Tattvamasi adi vakyotham. Uttham means rising out of. Rising out of sentences of unity, which which equate the miserable, jaded, faded jiva to the cause of the universe, which equate the miserable individual to the total, which is that oneness, and that is what is called the Mahavakya. And so through such sentences, the knowledge that arises from those sentences which talk about the oneness, tadatmyam. Second line, first word, tadatmya, oneness. Oneness between who? Jiva and Paramatma. Jivatma and Paramatma. Who is Jivatma? Jiva. Jiva. Jiva means who? The individual. And Paramatma means who? Ishvara. The cause of the universe, Ishvara, and which is neither he nor she. It's one's own awareness, which is endowed with the power to create. That's all it is. On the macro level, on the micro level, this individual wrapped in the security blanket of ignorance, he is going about, tripping and falling all the time and feeling lonely, and at the same time afraid to emerge from this self-made cocoon. So this is the jiva. So jiva paramatmanoho, of this jiva and of Ishvara, the equation, the oneness, tadatmya vishaya jnanam, tadatmya vishayam. So that is the subject matter of this knowledge. He says the subject matter of this knowledge is nothing but the oneness between the individual and the total, and that is the sadhana. Sadhana means what? That is the means for freedom from samsara. That is the means for freedom from samsara. How? We shall see tomorrow. Now we have, don't go away, we have Gita Bhashya class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.